People from all walks of life and all over the world have had miracles happen to them because of this recording. It will also happen to you if you use your subconscious mind every day. Life and style are shaped by how you think and see things. A man is what his subconscious mind thinks about him, as this audiobook will show you. What makes one person sad and another happy? Why does one person have money and be happy while another is poor and sad? One person is scared and worried, but the other is full of faith and trust. Why is one man a huge success and the other a huge failure? Why is one person great and very popular while another is average and not very popular? It seems like one man has a disease that can't be cured, but another guy doesn't. Why do so many good, kind, holy people experience the pains of the damned in their bodies and subconscious? The reason I wrote this book was to answer and make clear the questions above, and many more like them. I have used as little complicated language as possible to try to explain the most important basic facts about your mind. This is because I think it is possible to talk about the most basic rules of life and your mind in daily language. You will find that this book uses the same language as your daily newspaper, current magazines, business places, houses, and classes. As you do this, I am sure you will find a miraculous power that will free you from grief, misery, failure, and confusion, lead you to your true self, solve your problems, set you free from emotional and physical chains, and lead you to freedom, happiness, and peace of mind. You will be free from the cage of fear when you learn how to use your inner powers. Paul called this life the glorious liberty of the sons of God. A personal cure that releases the miracle-working power will always be the best proof of our subconscious powers. I fixed a cancer in medical terms more than 42 years ago. I used the mending power of my subconscious mind, which made me and still controls and supports all of my important processes, to name it, sarcoma. This book goes into more detail about the method I used, and I'm sure it will help other people trust the same endless healing force that lives in all men's subconscious. Thanks to the help of my doctor friend, I suddenly understood that it was reasonable to think that the creative intelligence that made all of my parts, built my body, and started my heart would fix what it had done. There is an old saying that goes, "The doctor dresses the wound and God heals it." When you pray well, amazing things happen. Scientific prayer is when your conscious and subconscious minds work together in a way that makes sense for a certain reason. Read this book more than once. There are many parts that will explain how this amazing power works and how to access the knowledge and creativity that is stored in your subconscious mind. You pray, but do you know how to pray well? When did you last say a prayer? In an emergency, when you were sick, when you knew you were going to die soon, or when you were in danger or trouble. People are praying for you and your friends. People all over the country are praying for a child with a disease that is said to be hopeless, for peace between countries, and for a group of workers who are stuck in a flooded mine. You can read this in any daily newspaper. People write about and talk about how strong praying is when big things happen because of prayers. But what about the simple prayers of kids, the daily praise for grace at the table, and the daily devotions where people just want to talk to God? As a psychologist, I have had to learn about the different ways people pray. Prayer works, and I've seen it for myself, and talked to and worked with a lot of people who have too. One thing that makes this book stand out is that it is real and useful. It gives you easy-to-use recipes and techniques that you can use in your daily life. Men and women from all over the world have learned these simple steps from me. Most recently, over 1,000 men and women of all faiths came to a special class in Los Angeles where I talked about the most important parts of this book. You will learn why so many people have asked me, why have I prayed and got no answer? You will also learn many other ways to get the answers you need and impress your subconscious mind. This is a very helpful book that you can always use when you need help. Do you have faith in something? What a person thinks or imagines is not what answers his prayer. What matters is how his subconscious mind responds to that picture or thought. This is the reason why all faiths are true in our minds. There is no difference between Buddhists, Christians, Muslims, and Hebrews when it comes to getting answers to their prayers. If you know what you're doing and why you're doing it, you can use a trick to bring all the good things in life into your subconscious. If your heart's wish comes true, that's an answered prayer. A lot of people don't get what they want, like health, happiness, safety, peace of mind, and the freedom to say what they really think. I know that if I change, I'll get what I want, a college professor recently told me. Men all over the world have the same mindset. Emerson, your subconscious mind has the power to do miracles that were there before you and I were born, before there was a church or the world. The great facts and rules of life have been around since the beginning of time, before any religion. With these things in mind, I want to urge you in the next few chapters to grasp this wonderful, amazing, life-changing power that will heal your mind and body and set your mind free from fear. Part 1. The Buried Treasure in You. If you open your mind and see the gold chest of infinity inside you, you can find wealth everywhere. You are a gold mine where you can find everything you need to live a beautiful, happy, and full life. A lot of people are sound asleep because they don't know that they are a gold mine of great knowledge and love. You can draw anything you want. A steel bar that is magnetic can lift 12 times its own weight. Then there's the weak and scared man who worries about and questions everything. When chances come up, he says, "I might fail, and my money could be lost." This kind of man will never get very far in life because he is too afraid to move forward. Find the great secret of all time and become a good-looking guy. The biggest secret ever. Which of the following do you think is the most important secret about atomic energy, fusion energy, the neutron bomb, or traveling between planets? Don't write any of these down. Then what is the main secret? Where can I find it? How do I get in touch with it and use it? There's a very easy answer. It's in your subconscious mind, which is the last place most people would look. What a great power your subconscious mind has. Learn to connect with and use the secret power of your subconscious mind to get more power, money, health, happiness, and joy. You already have this power, so you don't need to get it. You just want to get better at using it and learn how to do it so that you can use it in all parts of your life. Just follow the easy steps and tips in this book, and you'll get the information and understanding you need. Your subconscious mind is full of knowledge, power, and everything you need. It's just waiting to be grown and show itself. In your inner mind, start to see these options. They will then show up in the real world. It is possible for your subconscious mind to tell you everything you need to know at any time and any place if you are ready and have an open mind. Your subconscious mind is also very smart and can teach you useful things every day. It can help you find your real voice and put you in the right place in the world. You can find the right friend, business partner, or partner in crime with the help of the secrets your subconscious mind holds. It can help you sell your house and get you all the money you need and the freedom you deserve with your money. You have the right to discover the strong forces of light, love, and beauty that are in your subconscious mind. You can't see these forces, but they are very strong. There is a reason for everything and the answer to every problem if you can just get them out. With this power and information, you will be able to move forward in wealth, safety, happiness, and control. The subconscious mind has the power to free people when they are stuck and make them whole, healthy, and strong again. Once that is done, They are free to go out into the world and find happiness, health, and happy expression. No matter how bad things are in your life, your subconscious mind has the power to heal them. It has the power to free your mind from all kinds of mental and physical chains. Need for a foundation. You can't make big steps forward in any field without a foundation that you can use in any scenario. You can practice your subconscious mind's skills and learn how it works with the faith that the results you get will depend on how well you understand their principles and how you use them to reach your goals. Like I said, I used to be a scientist. 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen are mixed to make water. You already know that carbon monoxide is a deadly gas that is made up of 1 atom of oxygen and 1 atom of carbon. There is no harm in adding 1 more atom of oxygen, though. That will only make carbon dioxide. This goes on and on in the world of chemistry combinations. The rules in your subconscious mind are the same as the rules in science, chemistry, and math. One example is that water always looks for its own level. This is a rule that all water follows. Matter always grows when it gets hot. This is true everywhere, all the time, and in all conditions. Just like if you heat a piece of steel, it will always get bigger. Something else that is always true is that whatever you think about in your subconscious mind will show up in the real world as conditioned experiences and events. There is an answer to your prayer because your subconscious mind is principle, which means it knows how things work. In the case of electricity, it moves from a higher capacity to a smaller one. You can connect the law of your mind with belief if you don't change this rule when you use electricity and instead work with nature. You have to believe in belief itself in order to believe in how your mind works. Everything in your mind is just a thought, something you believe. Everything that happens to you and everything you do is caused by your ideas being processed by your subconscious mind. Keep in mind that what counts is not what you believe, but what you think you believe. In order to get to God, you must believe in the unchanging facts and different kinds of life. Read this book and follow the advice about the subconscious mind. Then you will be able to pray for yourself and others in a way that is scientific and works. Your prayer will be answered by the rule of cause and effect that applies to everything. The thought is what sets off the action, and the reaction is what your subconscious mind does in answer to that thought. Good health, happiness, peace, and kindness will fill your mind, and wonderful things will happen in your life. Mind duality means that you only have one mind, but it does 2 different things. Men and women who are smart today know where the line is between the 2 roles. There are 2 very different parts of your mind that work together. Each has its own abilities and traits. Different names are used to talk about the 2 parts of your mind: the aware mind and the subconscious mind, the waking mind and the sleeping mind, the conscious mind and the unconscious mind, the male mind and the female mind, and so on. All through this book, the words conscious and subconscious are used to talk about the 2 parts of your mind, the conscious and subconscious minds. Imagining your mind as a garden is a great way to understand how it works. Like a farmer, you put seeds, thoughts, in your subconscious mind all day long, based on how you usually think. You will harvest in your body and in the world around you what you plant in your subconscious mind. Plant right now thoughts of peace, happiness, doing the right thing, kindness, and money. Think about these traits in a calm and interesting way and accept them fully in your mind. Keep putting these wonderful seeds, thoughts, into your mind garden, and soon you'll have a wonderful crop. In your subconscious mind, you can plant both good and bad seeds. What do people do when they want to pick figs or grapes? Things happen for a reason, and thoughts have effects. So, you need to be in charge of your thoughts so that only good things happen. This is because your subconscious mind saves thoughts that are peaceful, helpful, and positive. When you know the truth, your subconscious mind will use its magic to make things peaceful, nice, and the best of everything. No matter what problem you're facing, you can use the power of your subconscious to solve it. To put it another way, you will be working with the rule that controls everything and is always there. No matter where you live, most people live in the world without electricity. Men with more knowledge, on the other hand, are very interested in the world inside. The things you think, feel, and see make up your world outside of you, the only power that can make things. No matter if you are aware of it or not, everything in your world of expression was made by you in your mind. If you understand how your aware and subconscious minds work together, you can make big changes in your life. You have to change the cause if you want to change the outside factors. It's common for guys to try to change things by working with them. You have to get rid of the cause of problems like trouble, misunderstanding, lack, and limits. This is how you use your conscious mind, or how you think and picture things. The knowledge, understanding, vital forces, and energies that run through your subconscious are limitless. Your thoughts give these things their form or flow through them. This book's chapters teach you how to use the mind's rules to get rich instead of poor, smart over foolishness and stupidity, at peace with pain, joyful over sad, and with lightness instead of darkness. When it comes to the mind, heart, and body, these are the best gifts. There are a lot of great scientists, artists, poets, singers, writers, and makers who really know how the conscious and subconscious minds work. The great opera singer Caruso once got scared on stage. He said that shaking with fear made the muscles in his throat so tight that they couldn't move. He had to go on stage soon and was shaking with fear and nerves, so he sweated a lot and felt bad about it. He stated, "They will laugh at me." He then yelled in front of the audience, "The little me wants to strangle the big me within." He told the little me, "Get out of here." He was referring to his subconscious mind's immense power and knowledge. When he said, "The big me wants to sing through me," his subconscious mind told him, "Get out, leave now, the big me is going to sing." This set all of his vital forces free. When the call came, he walked out on stage and sang so well that everyone was mesmerized. Now you can see that Caruso must have known that the mind has two parts, the awareness level, which is logical, and the subconscious level, which is not logical. The way you think affects your subconscious mind. Stress, worry, and fear build up in your big me, your subconscious mind. When this happens, the bad feelings that were stored there come out and fill your mind with fear, hopelessness, and panic. At this point, you can do what Caruso did and talk cheerfully and authoritatively to the crazy feelings that are rising up in your mind. Don't move and speak out. I am in charge. You need to do what I say. Do what I tell you. You are not allowed to enter. Seeing that you can speak clearly and firmly to the crazy thoughts of your inner self can help you find peace, harmony, and silence in your mind. The conscious mind can change the subconscious, which is why it's called the subjective or subconscious mind. It will be very different and work in a different way. Consider the conscious mind as a pilot or captain on the bridge of a ship to get an idea of the major distinctions. He tells the men in the engine room what to do and steers the ship. The men in the engine room then run all the boilers, tools, gauges, and other things. The men in the engine room don't know where they're going. They only do what the captain or pilot tells them to do. They would jump off the cliff if the man on the bridge told them to, and so on. Your conscious mind is the leader and captain of your ship, which is your body, your surroundings, and everything else in your life. Based on what your conscious mind thinks and agrees with, your subconscious mind does what you tell it to do. If you tell people over and over, "I can't afford it," Your subconscious mind will believe you and make sure you can't get what you want as long as you say it. In a store window on Christmas Eve, a pretty young college student looked at a pretty but pricey travel bag. She was taking a summer trip to Buffalo, New York. She was about to say, "I can't afford that bag." But then she remembered something she had learned in one of my classes. Never finish a negative statement, immediately reverse it, and wonders will happen in your life. She said, "That bag is mine. You can buy it. I mentally accept it, and my subconscious will make sure I get it." At 8 p.m., she got a bag from her fiancé on Christmas Eve that looked exactly like the one she had seen and thought of at 10 a.m. that very morning. Her inner mind, which knows how to get things done, took care of the rest. She filled her mind with thoughts of what she was looking forward to. Someone from the University of Southern California did it. She told me, "I didn't have the money to buy that bag, but now I know where to find money and everything else I need inside me in the treasure house of eternity." Here's a simple example of how your conscious and subconscious minds work. If you say, "I don't like mushrooms," and then eat mushrooms in a sauce or salad, you will get indigestion because your subconscious mind is telling you, the boss, your conscious mind, doesn't like mushrooms. If a woman says, "I wake up at 3 if I drink coffee at night," her subconscious mind will tell her, "The boss wants you to stay awake tonight." Your subconscious mind works 24 hours a day and will bring you all the good things that happen when you think the same way. What her mind said, a woman wrote me a few months back. "I am 75 years old, widowed, and have grown children. I was getting by on an income and living alone. I remember listening to your talks about the subconscious mind. You said that thoughts could be sent to the subconscious mind through repetition, hope, and expectation. I started to say, 'I am wanted,' over and over again. I am happily married to a kind, loving, and mentally aware man. I kept saying this over and over again every day for about 2 weeks. One day at the corner drugstore, I met a retired pharmacist. He was nice, accepting, and very holy. In my opinion, he really did answer my prayer. He asked me to marry him within a week, and we are now on our honeymoon in Europe. I am sure that the wisdom in my subconscious mind brought us together by divine plan." The woman discovered the treasure house inside her. She was sure in her heart that her prayer was answered, and that belief went deep into her subconscious mind, which is where inspiration lives. Her subconscious mind would use the law of attraction to show her the truth if she could make a subjective embodiment happen. She brought them together as if by magic. Her mind was full of knowledge and wisdom. Think about things that are good news, fair, clean, and true. Think about these things if there is any good, and praise. Part 2. How your mind sees things. You should develop your mind-reading abilities. There are 2 parts of your mind: the waking level, which makes sense, and the subconscious level, which doesn't. When you think about the same things over and over, they get stored in your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind then creates things that are similar to what you think. Your subconscious mind is where you feel things and think of new thoughts. Things will go well if you think good thoughts. Bad things will happen if you think bad thoughts. This is how your mind works. Keep in mind that your subconscious mind starts to act on a thought as soon as it agrees with it. Good and bad thoughts can both follow the rule of the subconscious mind. This is a strange but true fact. When this law is used incorrectly, it leads to failure, anger, and sadness. But when you think in a calm and positive way, you are healthy, successful, and rich. You will have peace of mind and a good body when you start to think and feel right. If you think something is true, your subconscious mind will accept it and bring it into your life. All you have to do is get your subconscious mind to agree with your thought. Then the law of your subconscious mind will bring you the health, peace or place you want. Telling your subconscious mind what to think will make it repeat the thought over and over again. Think about how your mind works. Your subconscious mind will respond to the kind of thought or idea you have when you are awake. Psychologists and psychiatrists say that thoughts leave marks on brain cells when they reach your subconscious mind. If your subconscious mind likes a thought, it acts on it right away. It works by putting your thoughts together and using everything you've learned to do what it's meant to do. It makes use of all the strength, energy, and knowledge you have. To get what it wants, it sets the rules for nature. Other times, it might seem to solve your problems right away. Other times, it might take days, weeks, or even longer. We learned that conscious and subconscious words are not the same as each other as we thought about the past. Remember that these are not two minds, but two parts of the same mind that are working together. Your aware mind is the one that thinks and makes sense of things. That part of the mind decides what to do. You choose many things, like your books, your home, and your life partner. Every choice you make comes from inside your mind. On the other hand, your heart beats even when you're not aware of it. It does this on its own, and you are not aware that your subconscious mind handles things like breathing, digestion, and circulation. You will accept what you knowingly think or what you force into your subconscious mind. Your conscious mind tries to figure things out, but this mind doesn't. It also doesn't fight with you in a way that makes you look bad. Any seed, good or bad, can grow in your subconscious mind. Your thoughts are like seeds in that they are alive. Your subconscious mind will keep thinking bad things about you, and soon those bad things will show up in your waking life in the same way. Remember that your subconscious mind doesn't try to show that the things you think are good or bad, true or false. It responds based on the type of thoughts or ideas you have. It's possible for your subconscious mind to accept something as true even if you are not sure it is. It will then start to do things that need to happen because you were sure it was true. Researchers have found that when people are unconscious, their subconscious mind can't do the things it needs to do to think, like make decisions and comparisons. There is a lot of evidence that your subconscious mind will accept anything, even if it's not true. Following a suggestion, it responds in a way that fits the kind of advice. A good magician can tell someone that they are Napoleon Bonaparte, a cat or a dog, and that person will act exactly like that for a short time. This shows that your subconscious mind is open to suggestion. He changes how he acts and believes that the person is who they say they are. One of his students might be told that their back hurts, another that their nose is bleeding, a third that they look like a statue made of marble, and a fourth that they are freezing because it is below zero outside. Everyone will stick to their own idea and not pay attention to anything else going on around them that doesn't fit with their idea. There is a big difference between your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. Your conscious mind thinks and reasons, while your subconscious mind doesn't care about other people and just accepts what your conscious mind says is true. That's why it's important to pick theories, thoughts, and feelings that make you feel good, heal you, and fill your soul with joy. Being aware of your mind is sometimes called your objective mind because it deals with things in the outside world. The words objective and subjective help me understand this. The objective mind knows about the objective world. You can see, hear, smell, taste, and touch it. Your objective mind tells you what to do when you deal with the world around you. You can learn from what you see, do, and other people, and your objective mind can learn from those things too. It has already been said that the objective mind's most important job is to think. Let's say you're one of the many people who go to Los Angeles every year. After seeing the parks, gardens, big buildings, and pretty homes, you'd think it's a pretty city. This is how your mind works when you are neutral. Your subjective mind is another name for your subconscious mind. There are things your mind knows about the world that your five senses don't. You can sense things with your conscious mind. That's where your thoughts and memories live. The most important things that your mind does are when your senses are not working. That is, that wisdom comes out when your conscious mind isn't working or is tired. People who are clairvoyant or clairaudient can see and hear things that other people can't, but have subjective minds. Your mind can leave your body, go to strange places, and then return with information that is generally very true and accurate. Through your subjective mind, you can read what's inside locked boxes, see what other people are thinking, and open safes. People can't always be objective when they talk to you, but your subjective mind can still figure out what they're thinking. In order to learn the real art of prayer, we need to understand how the objective and emotional thoughts work together. Your subconscious mind can't think like your conscious mind can, and it can't make a strong case either. If you give it bad thoughts, it will believe them to be true and make them happen as situations, events, and experiences. The thoughts you believe and have pushed into your subconscious mind are what have caused everything that has happened to you. Think positive, peaceful thoughts over and over again. This is the only way to get rid of false beliefs that you have taught your subconscious mind. These thoughts will become part of your subconscious mind, which will help you change bad habits into good ones. This is because habits are formed in the subconscious mind. Having the same thoughts about things over and over again makes your subconscious mind store strong memories. Your thoughts should be peaceful, positive, and helpful for this to work well for you. Fear, worry, or other negative feelings may be making you think badly. The important thing to remember is that your subconscious mind has the power to make you happy and healthy. Your subconscious mind will give you the freedom and happiness you have asked for because it is creative and in touch with your spiritual source. Your conscious mind is like a guard at the gate. Its main job is to keep your subconscious mind safe from false ideas. This is why suggestions are so powerful. Finally, you understand one of the most important rules of mind. You can train your subconscious mind. You already know that your subconscious mind doesn't think for itself or compare and contrast things. It's your mind that does those things. Your aware mind is the only one that can send it ideas and feelings. It doesn't say which move is better than the others. If you want to show how powerful suggestion can be, talk to a shy passenger on a ship and say, "You look very sick. Look at how pale you are. I'm sure you're going to be seasick. Let me help you to your cabin." This passenger will turn pale because your suggestion of sickness connects with his own fears and worries. Since he agreed to it, your bad idea comes true when you offer to help him get down to the bed. Different reactions to the same suggestion. It is true that people will react differently to the same suggestion based on what they believe or how they were trained in their subconscious. You could approach a sailor on the ship and say, "My dear fellow, you look very sick. Aren't you feeling sick? You look like you're going to get seasick." Depending on his personality, he might laugh at your joke or get a little angry. In this case, it didn't work because your idea of seasickness made him feel good instead of scared or worried because he didn't have that problem in his mind. Putting something into your mind is what the dictionary calls an idea. In the same way, it's the way someone thinks about, accepts, or acts on an idea. In your mind, a thought can't make your subconscious mind do something you don't want it to do. In other words, your mind that is aware can say no to the thought. The sailor wasn't afraid of getting seasick because he was sure he wouldn't. The thought of getting sick didn't scare him at all. He was afraid of getting sick at sea, and the thought of it made the other passenger feel it. There are things that we all fear, believe, and think that are very important to us. We live our lives based on these ideas. Thoughts don't work on their own. You have to agree with them in order for them to work. When you do this, the idea will make your subconscious mind move in a certain way. How he lost his arm. Every 2 or 3 years, I give a series of talks at the London Truth Forum and Caxton Hall. I began this post a very long time ago. Dr. Evelyn Fleet, the head, told me about a story about the power of suggestion that was in an English newspaper. A man told his subconscious mind over the course of 2 years, "I would give my right arm to see my daughter cured." It turned out that his daughter had a form of arthritis that made her unable to move, and a skin disease that was said to be permanent. Medical care wouldn't help, and the father said those exact words to show that he really wanted his daughter to get better. As per Dr. Evelyn Fleet, the news story said that the family was riding their bikes one day when their car hit another car. The girl's pain and skin problem went away right away when her dad's right arm was cut off at the shoulder. It is very important to only tell your subconscious mind things that are good for you and will help you in every way. Remember that your subconscious mind doesn't laugh at jokes. It believes what you say. Fear was put to rest by auto-suggestion. When you suggest something to yourself, you are giving yourself something clear and specific. He wrote a great book on auto-suggestion in which he talks about the following event. It helps you remember because it's funny in some ways. Someone from New York who is in Chicago looks at his watch, which is set an hour ahead of Chicago time, and tells a friend from Chicago that it is 12. Our friend from New York tells our friend from Chicago that he's hungry and needs to go to lunch, but he doesn't realize that the two cities are in different time zones. Auto-suggestion can help you get rid of fears and other bad things. Someone asked a young artist to come in and give it a shot. She was excited about the interview, but she had messed up 3 times before because she was afraid of failing. Another young woman had a great voice, but she kept telling herself, "When it's my turn to sing, maybe they won't like me. I'll try, but I'm full of fear and anxiety." These negative thoughts were like requests to her subconscious mind, which brought them into her life. It was a set thought that made it happen. Think about thoughts of fear that were quiet and personal. She locked herself in a room 3 times a day, which helped her process it. When she closed her eyes and sat down on a seat, her body felt calm. She did everything she could to stay still. The mind is more open to ideas and finds it easier to be quiet when the body is still. She told herself 5 to 10 times each sitting, slowly, quietly, and with feeling, "I sing beautifully. I am poised, serene, confident, and calm." This helped her fight the fear suggestion. She did these 3 times a day, plus 1 right before bed. She felt relaxed and sure of herself after a week. If they asked her to try out, she did an amazing, great job. The 75-year-old woman changed the way she thought about her memory by telling herself, "My memory is improving in every department. I shall always remember whatever I need to know at every moment of time and point of space. The impressions I receive will be clearer and more definite. I shall retain them automatically and with ease. Whatever I wish to recall will immediately present itself in the right form in my mind." How he got rid of his bad temper. Autosuggestion worked very well for many guys who said they were restless and had a bad temper. For about a month, they said these mantras 3 or 4 times a day, in the morning, at noon, and before bed. This helped them a lot. From now on, I will be more cheerful. Joy, happiness, and cheerfulness will be my normal states of mind. Every day, I am becoming more and more lovable and understanding. A look at the good and bad effects of suggestion, along with some cases and ideas on heterosuggestion. Heterosuggestion is when someone else makes a suggestion. Through all of history and in every country on earth, Suggestion has always been a big part of people's lives and thoughts. In many places, it has been the most important thing in faith. The rules of mind can be used to train and direct ourselves, but they can also be used to train and direct people who don't understand them. It is wonderful and beautiful when it is in its best forms. This is one of the mind's worst response patterns when it goes wrong. It can lead to patterns of sadness, failure, pain, illness, and disaster. Have you agreed to any of these? When we were kids, most of us heard a lot of bad things that we don't know how to fight. We agreed with them without realizing it. You'll never amount to anything. You mustn't. You'll fail. You have no chance. You're all wrong. It's not worth it. It's not what you know, but who you know. The world is going to the dogs. What's the point? Nobody cares. It's not worth your time. You're too old now. Things are getting worse and worse. Life is an endless grind. Love is for the birds. You just can't win. If you are an adult who uses positive auto-suggestion, you should soon realize that the way people treated you in the past can make you act in ways that hurt your personal and social life. Auto-suggestion can help because it frees you from negative speech that could change your behavior and make it hard to form good habits. You can fight back against bad thoughts. Every day, there are dozens of things in the newspaper that could cause you to deal with death, fear, worry, and stress if you let them. You might give up on life if you think these scary things. You can tell your subconscious mind no to all of these bad ideas now that you know this. You can fight these bad thoughts. Every day people will tell you about bad ideas that you should look into them. Hibernate can't make you change your mind if it's bad. We've all been through it as kids and teens. It's easy to remember how parents, friends, family, teachers and co-workers all helped get the word out. A lot of what was said to you was not true. Several of the things that were said were meant to scare or abuse you. In every home, school, job and club, this process of heterosuggestion takes place. Always keep in mind that many of these ideas are supposed to make you think, feel, and act in ways that help other people. A man died because of advice. This is an example of a different kind of idea. In India, someone in my family went to see a crystal gazer. It was said that he had a bad heart and would die on the next new moon. He began to tell his family about this prediction and started making plans for his will. Because he agreed with this strong thought, it went into his subconscious mind. Someone in my family also told me that some people thought this crystal gazer had skills that let him help or hurt people. He would, as they said. He died, but he didn't understand it. A lot of us have probably heard stories like this that are based on stupid and silly beliefs. Now that we know how the subconscious mind works, let us look at what took place. The conscious mind tells the subconscious mind what to think, and the subconscious mind does what the conscious mind says. My cousin was happy, healthy, strong, and full of life when he went to see the old lady. He did what she told him to do, which was very bad. A scary thought kept going through his mind. He was going to die at the next new moon. After that, he told everyone what had happened and got ready for the end. Something happened in his mind, and the things he thought were his death were actually just his body breaking down because he was afraid and hoped the end would come. The woman who said he would die didn't have any more power than these rocks and sticks in the field. She thought of an end that could not be made or happen because of her idea. If he knew how his mind worked, he would not have paid any attention to what she said or taken her bad advice. In his heart, he knew that his feelings and thoughts controlled his life. When directed at a battleship, her prediction could have been completely wiped out and lost all of its power, which would not have hurt him. Ideas from other people can't change your mind unless you give them power in your own mind. You have to agree with the idea. You need to accept it. Then it's your thought, and you're the one who thinks. Remember that you can make a choice. pick life, love, and health. Starting with the thought that something is true is strong. I can see how your mind works. In other words, the answer your subconscious mind gives to a thought or question is based on the main idea that your conscious mind thinks is true. Your conclusion must also be true if your premise is true. As an example, all virtues are good. Since being kind is a trait, it is a good thing to be kind. Or everything that is made changes and disappears. Since the pyramids of Egypt are made of stone, they will eventually fall apart. There must always be a right conclusion after a right premise. The first sentence is called the major premise. Everything in my life is upside down. I've lost my health, my wealth, and my friends. Everything I touch goes wrong, he told me in May 1962, after hearing some of my talks about the mind and science at Town Hall in New York City. He should think that his subconscious mind was very smart and was helping him in all parts of his life, including his mental health, his emotions, and his money. After that, his subconscious mind would heal his body, decide what was best for him, and bring peace and quiet back to his mind. This professor's main idea for how he wanted his life to be was, "Infinite wisdom leads and guides me in all my ways. I am in great health in my mind and body. The law of balance works. I own beauty, love, peace, and plenty. My whole life is based on the idea of right behavior and divine order. I know that my main idea is based on the eternal truths of life, and I know, feel, and believe that my subconscious mind reacts to what my conscious mind thinks." He wrote, "I said the above statement several times a day in a slow, quiet, and loving way, knowing that they were going deep into my subconscious mind and that results would come. I'm very thankful for the talk you gave me, and I'd also like to add that all parts of my life are getting better. It works." The subconscious mind doesn't fight in a rough way. You have a very smart subconscious mind that knows everything. You and it don't go back and forth. When you tell your subconscious, "I can't do this. I'm too old now. I can't meet this obligation. I was born on the wrong side of the tracks," or "I don't know the right politician," it replies with negative thoughts. Getting in the way of your own progress is making you feel lack, limitation, and anger, and it's also creating issues, delays, and roadblocks. Your subconscious mind stores smart and wise information. When your conscious mind shuts down, this information tells your subconscious mind that it can't help you solve your problem. You get sick and pick up bad habits because your mind and feelings get clogged up. Say out loud several times a day, "The infinite intelligence that gave me this desire leads, guides, and shows me the perfect plan for how my desire will come true." This will help you get what you want and stop being upset. You can't get your subconscious mind to help you by saying things like, "There is no way out. I am lost. There is no way out of this dilemma. I am stymied and blocked." Instead, you need to ask it to do something. It always helps you. Right now, it controls your breathing and heartbeat. When you touch a cut on your finger, it gets better, and it will always want to care for and defend you. Your subconscious mind is different from your conscious mind, but it agrees with what you think and picture. Your subconscious mind will help you with the problem if you ask it to, but only after you have made a choice and a real decision in your waking mind. It's clear that the answer is in your subconscious mind. It's like a fighter keeping track of time if you say things like, "I don't see any way out, I'm totally lost," or "Why don't I get an answer?" You don't move forward. Relax your mind, let go, and gently say, "My subconscious knows the answer. It's now reacting to me. I'm thankful because I know that my subconscious mind is more intelligent than I am and is now giving me the right answer. Now that I have real belief, the power and beauty of my subconscious mind are free to roam. I'm glad that it's true." Chapter 3. is about how your subconscious mind can do amazing things. There is a lot of power in your subconscious mind. To help you remember people, facts, and scenes, it gives you thoughts and leads you. Your subconscious mind sets off your heartbeat, manages the flow of your blood, and controls how your stomach absorbs and gets rid of food. When you eat bread, your subconscious mind transforms it into blood, muscle, bone, and tissue. It's so hard to understand that not even the smartest person can. Your subconscious mind is in charge of all the important things that happen in your body. It also knows how to solve all of your problems. Always, your subconscious mind is at work. It doesn't rest or sleep. In the moments before you go to sleep, tell your subconscious mind exactly what you want to happen. This will cause it to happen. When you hear that force is inside, you will be freed, you will be happy. This will make the things happen that you want. This is a source of power and strength that links you to authority. It's the power that makes the sun shine and the planets move. Your subconscious mind is where your hopes, dreams, and need to help other people come from. His subconscious mind showed him interesting things that most people didn't know at the time. His subconscious mind told the Greek artist Phidias to use marble and metal to show beauty, order, balance, and proportion. Beethoven was able to write symphonies, and Raphael was able to paint Madonnas. An Indian doctor on the road from Bombay came to talk to me in 1955 while I was teaching at the Yoga Forest University in Rishikesh. From him, I learned about a Scottish doctor named Dr. James Esdale. Before ether and other modern types of sedation were discovered, Esdale worked in Bengal. Around 400 different types of important surgeries were done by Dr. Esdale from 1843 to 1846. Some of these were amputations, surgeries on the eye, ear, and throat, and the removal of tumors and other dangerous growths. Everyone who had surgery was put to sleep with mental anesthesia. I talked to one Indian doctor in Rishikesh who said that the death rate for people who had surgery by Dr. Esdale was very low, maybe just 2% or 3%. Anyone who was having surgery didn't feel any pain, and no one died while they were hypnotized. To their subconscious minds, Dr. Esdale told them that they would not get an illness or get sick. Keep in mind that this was before Louis Pasteur, Joseph Lister and others proved that germs cause illnesses and that dirty tools can spread infections. This Indian surgeon said that what Dr. Esdale said to his patients' subconscious minds was probably the reason for the low death rate and almost no diseases. According to the nature of his idea, they replied, "Imagine how amazing it must have been for a surgeon more than 120 years ago to find out that the subconscious mind can do amazing things, stop you in your tracks, and fill you with awe when you think about the spiritual powers of your subconscious mind." There are many things you can think about when you think about this power. It can see and hear things that aren't there. It doesn't care about time or space. It can free you from all pain and suffering, and it can solve any problem. All of these things and many more show you that you have power and knowledge that goes beyond your mind, which makes you amazed at how amazing everything is. All of these things make you happy and make you think that your subconscious mind can do miracles. You keep a record of your life in your subconscious. Regardless of what views, opinions, theories, or dogmas you write down, bury, or impress on your subconscious mind, they will show up in your life as facts, situations, and events. You will feel what you write on the inside, on the outside. Real and imagined, seen and unseen, thought and its manifestation are the two sides of your life. Your aware mind, which is made up of thinking cells, sends your thoughts to your brain. When your objective or aware mind fully accepts the thought, it is sent to the solar plexus, which is also known as the brain of your mind. There it takes on muscle and shows up in your experience. As we've already talked about, the only thing that can make your subconscious act is what you write on it. It agrees with your decision or what your aware mind tells you. That's why you're always adding to the book of life. Your thoughts become your memories. Man is what he thinks all day long, wrote the American writer Ralph Waldo Emerson. The subconscious influences the awareness. Some people say that your subconscious mind has the power to change the world. William James was the founder of American psychology. Your subconscious mind is one that is smarter and wiser than you can imagine. It gets its water from underground streams and is known as the law of life. No matter what you tell your subconscious mind, it will do everything it can to make it happen. Because of this, you need to give it good ideas and helpful thoughts. Everyone is unhappy and in a lot of trouble because they don't understand how their conscious and subconscious thoughts work together. Being healthy, happy, at peace, and full of joy are all things that happen when these two ideas work together in harmony. When the awareness and subconscious work together in peace and harmony, there is no sickness or conflict. When the tomb of Hermes was opened, people were filled with hope and awe because they thought it held the most important secret of all time. As inside, so outside. As high as above, so below was the key. Or to put it another way, whatever is in your subconscious mind shows up on the screen of space. Moses, Isaiah, and all the other wise men and women throughout history have told us the same thing. Conditions, situations, and events show what you personally believe to be true. As in heaven, action and feeling must be balanced in your body and in the world around you. This is life's most important rule. Nature is ruled by the law of action and response, of rest and motion. These two forces must balance each other out for there to be unity and balance. You are here to let the life force flow through you in a smooth, regular way. Equal amounts of air must be taken in the alveoli, and the sensation and attitude must be the same. Your anger comes from wanting something that you don't have. If you think mean, dangerous, and negative things, they will make you feel mean feelings that you need to let out and show. Because these feelings are bad, they often show up as ulcers, heart problems, stress, and worries. How do you think or feel about yourself right now? That thought comes out of every part of you. You think that your health, finances, friends, and social standing are all great examples of who you think you are. What is engraved in your subconscious mind and shows up in every part of your life has this real value. Because we think bad thoughts, we hurt ourselves. How many times have you hurt yourself by being scared, angry, jealous, or revengeful? This is what affects your subconscious mind. These bad views did not come from birth. If you feed your subconscious mind positive thoughts, it will get rid of all the bad patterns that are stored there. You won't be able to remember the past as long as you keep doing this. An abnormal growth on the skin is healed by the subconscious. Healing someone will always be the strongest proof that the subconscious mind has the power to heal. Over 40 years ago, prayer helped me get rid of a skin cancer. The growth couldn't be stopped by medicine, and things were getting worse. A clergyman who knew a lot about psychology told me what the 139th Psalm really meant when it said, "In thy book were written all my members, which were continually made when there were none of them." He said that the word book meant my subconscious mind, which made all of my organs from an invisible cell. He also said that since my subconscious mind made my body, it could fix it and make it whole again using the perfect pattern that was already there. This priest showed me his watch and told me that someone had to make it, and that person had to have an idea in their mind before the watch could be made. The watchmaker could fix this watch if it wasn't working right. My friend informed me that the intelligence in my subconscious that made my body was like a watchmaker. It knew how to fix, repair, and direct all of my body's important functions and processes. But I had to tell it what health meant to me to heal would happen. This would have to happen first. I prayed in a very simple way. The infinite intelligence in my subconscious mind made my body and all of its parts. It can heal me. Every gland, tissue, muscle, and bone in my body was made by its knowledge. This mending presence that never ends is now changing every part of me, making me whole and perfect. I am grateful to my artistic mind for helping me get better. There it is now, I know. It took about 3 months for my face to heal and be whole again. All I did was give my subconscious mind life-giving patterns of wholeness, beauty, and perfection. This got rid of the negative images and thought patterns that were causing all my problems. When you change your mind by flooding it with positive thoughts, your body changes too. This is how healing works. How the subconscious mind controls all body functions. Whether you are awake or sound asleep in bed, your subconscious mind controls all of your body's important functions without your conscious mind's help. For example, your heart keeps beating in a steady rhythm. Your lungs don't stop working, and the process of breathing in and out, which lets your blood take in fresh air, continues the same way it does when you're awake. Your subconscious mind is in charge of all the strange things that happen in your body, like digestion and hormonal secretions. Whether you are awake or asleep, the hair on your face always grows. Researchers say that while you sleep, your skin makes a lot more sweat than when you're awake. You can use your eyes, ears, and other organs while you sleep. For example, a lot of our great scientists have gotten answers to hard questions while they were sleeping. They saw the answers in their dreams. A lot of the time, worry, anxiety, fear, and sadness in your conscious mind mess up the usual rhythm of your heart, lungs, stomach, and bowels. These ways of thinking get in the way of your subconscious mind working in harmony. If you're having mental problems, the best thing to do is to let go, calm down, and stop thinking. Ask your subconscious mind to take over in a way that is peaceful, harmonious, and in good order. Your body will start to work normally again after those changes. Make sure you talk to your subconscious mind with power and conviction, and it will do what you say. Your subconscious mind wants to keep you alive and heal you no matter what. It makes you love your kids, which shows that you naturally want to protect all living things. Let's say you ate some bad food by chance. Your subconscious mind would tell you to throw up the food. If you accidentally ate something poisonous, your subconscious would get rid of it. In the event that you fully trusted its miraculous power, you would be fully returned to health. Tricks for getting your subconscious to work for you. First, understand that your subconscious mind is always at work. It works day and night, whether you do anything with it or not. Your subconscious builds your body, but you can't see or hear that process through your waking mind. Your mind, not your subconscious mind, is what you need to talk to. Make sure that the thoughts you normally have are based on things that are lovely, true, fair, and of good report. Keep your conscious mind busy by expecting the best. Now is the time to take care of your conscious mind. Deep down, you know that your subconscious mind is always speaking, reproducing, and creating what you think about all the time. Remember that the life force in you flows through you based on the nature of your thoughts, just like water takes the shape of the pipe it runs through. Tell yourself that the healing force in your subconscious is moving through you as unity, good health, peace, happiness, and plenty. You can think of it as a live mind that sticks with you along the way. Strongly believe that it is always running through you, giving you life, inspiration, and wealth. It will react just like this. It happens exactly the way you think it will. The mending principle of the subconscious fixes nerves that have become weak. There is the famous case of Madame Bérère from France, which was properly verified and is kept in the records of the medical department in Lourdes, France. She was blind because her visual nerves had died and stopped working. She went to Lourdes and said she was healed miraculously. A Protestant girl named Ruth Cranston looked into him and wrote about healings at Lourdes in McCall's magazine in November 1955. She also wrote the following about Madame Bérère. At Lourdes she regained her sight incredibly with the optic nerve still lifeless and useless, as several doctors could testify after repeated examinations. A month later, upon re-examination, it was found that the seeing mechanism had been restored to normal, but at first, so far as medical examination could tell, she was seeing with dead eyes. I have visited Lourdes several times, where I too witnessed some healings. And of course, as we shall explain in the next chapter, there is no doubt that healings take place at many shrines throughout the world, Christian and non-Christian. The waters of the shrine did not heal Madame Bérère, but by her own subconscious mind, which responded to her belief. The healing principle within her subconscious mind responded to the nature of her belief. Belief is a thought in the subconscious mind. It means to accept something as true. The thought accepted executes itself automatically. Undoubtedly, Madame Bérère went to the shrine with expectancy and great faith, knowing in her heart she would receive a healing. Her subconscious mind responded accordingly, releasing the ever-present healing forces. The subconscious mind, which created the eye, can certainly bring a dead nerve back to life. What the creative principle created, it can recreate. According to your belief, it is done unto you. How to tell your subconscious mind that you are in great health? I met a Protestant preacher in Johannesburg, South Africa, and he told me how he told his subconscious mind that he was in great health, even though he had leukemia in his lungs. He wrote down exactly what he does and gave it to me. Several times a day, I would make sure that I was completely relaxed mentally and physically. By telling my body, my feet are relaxed, I calmed it down. My knees are loose, my legs are loose, my stomach muscles are loose, my breath and heart are calm. My mind is at ease. I feel totally calm and at ease. After about 5 minutes, I would feel sleepy and tired, and then I would say this truth: God's perfection is now being shown through me. My subconscious mind is currently filled with the thought of perfect health. God has a perfect image of me, and my subconscious mind recreates my body in perfect accordance with that perfect image. This minister got better in a very impressive way. This is a simple and easy way to tell your subconscious mind that you are in great health. Use of disciplined or scientific thought is another great way to get the idea of health into your subconscious. This man had functional paralysis. I told him to make a clear picture of himself walking around his office, touching the desk, answering the phone, and doing everything else he normally does if he were fixed. I told him that his subconscious mind would accept this thought and mental picture of being in perfect health. He really felt like he was back in the office when he played the part. It was clear to him that he was giving his subconscious mind something solid to work on. His subconscious mind was like a film that the picture was stuck on. This mental picture had been training his mind for a few weeks, when one day, as planned, the phone kept ringing while his wife and nurse were away. Even though the phone was only 12 feet away, he was still able to answer it. At that time, he was healed. When he thought about healing, his subconscious mind's healing power reacted, and he got better. This man had a mental block that kept brain signals from getting to his legs. That's why he said he couldn't walk. When he focused on the healing power inside him, the power ran through him and made it possible for him to walk. Anything you ask for in prayer, believing that you will receive it, says. Chapter 4. Mental Healing in the Past. Over the years, guys from all over the world have naturally thought that somewhere inside them was a healing power that could make their bodies work and feel normal again. They thought this strange power could be called upon in certain situations, which would then make people's pain go away. There is evidence for this view in the past of every country. In the early days of the world, priests and holy men from every country were said to have the power to quietly change people for good or bad, even to heal the sick. In different parts of the world, people thought that their ability to heal came straight from God. The ways that people healed were also different. Prayers to God were combined with different rituals, such as laying on of hands, incantations, and the use of amulets, talismans, rings, relics, and pictures to help people get better. In ancient religions, for example, priests in shrines would give drugs to patients and use hypnotic suggestions to get them to sleep. They would then tell the patients that the gods would visit them while they slept and fix them. Then there were many healings. It's clear that all of this was caused by strong hints to the subconscious mind. People who followed strange rituals would see the goddess while they slept, but only if they prayed to her in a certain way before bed. They were told to pound lizards, resin, frankincense and myrrh together outside under a half moon. Many people said they got better after this horrible treatment. There's no doubt that these strange processes, as shown in the examples, made a strong mental connection with the people's subconscious minds, which led to advice and acceptance. It's more likely that the person's subconscious mind did all of these healings. In all times and places, private doctors have done amazing things when official medical care has failed. This makes me wonder, how do these doctors in different parts of the world change the way they treat people? In all of these cases, the sick person's blind faith let the healing power that was hidden in his subconscious mind come out. A lot of the treatments and methods used were pretty strange and fantastic, which sparked the patient's imaginations and made them feel very emotional. The sick person's conscious and subconscious minds both agreed with the idea of getting better when they were in this state of mind. This will be talked about in more depth in the next part. The Bible talks about how the subconscious mind works. Whatever you pray for, believe that you will receive it, and you will have it. Notice the difference in tenses. The inspired writer tells us to believe and accept that our wish has already been granted, that it is already finished, and that it will come true in the future. To get this method to work, you have to be sure that the thought, idea, or picture is already real in your mind. Something must be thought of as existing in the world of mind in order for it to have reality there. By putting the thing you want into your subconscious mind, you can use the creative power of your mind. Here are some vague instructions on how to do this. In its own world, your thought, idea, plan, or goal is real, just like your hand or heart. When you use the biblical method, you remove from your mind all conditions, events, or anything else that could mean bad things will happen. You are putting an idea or a seed in your mind that, if you don't touch it, will always grow into something real. Faith is the most important thing you read in the Bible over and over. According to your faith, it is done unto you. For example, if you put certain seeds, you believe they will grow into plants of the same type. This is how seeds go. You know that these seeds will grow into plants of the same type because you believe in the rules of growth and farming. The Bible says that faith is a way of thinking, a state of mind, and an inner certainty that the thought you fully accept in your conscious mind will become real in your subconscious mind. In a way, faith means taking as true things that your mind and feelings tell you are not true. For instance, it means shutting down your small, logical, critical conscious mind and putting all of your faith in the power of your subconscious mind. Miracles at different shrines around the world. It is a known fact that people have been healed at different shrines around the world, including in Japan, India, Europe, and the United States. I've been to a few of Japan's well-known sites. There is a huge bronze statue of Buddha at the famous shrine called Daibutsu. His hands are folded together, and his head is tilted back in a pose of deep meditation joy. The Great Buddha is its name. It is 42 feet tall. I saw people of all ages making gifts at its feet. Oranges, food, money and rice were given. People lit candles, burned incense, and said words of plea. The guide told us about the statue. A young girl said a prayer in her head, bowed low, and put down 2 oranges as a gift. She lit a candle too. He said she had lost her voice, but that the shrine gave it back. She was thanking Buddha for making her voice better. Simple Faith told her that Buddha would give her back her singing voice if she did a certain rite, fasted, and gave certain gifts. All of this made her believe and have faith, which conditioned her mind to the point of believing. Her subconscious mind reacted to what she thought. I will tell you about a family member who had cancer to show how powerful fantasy and blind faith can be. His lungs were really sick. His son chose to help his dad get better. When he got back to Perth, Western Australia, where his father lived, he told him that he had met a monk who had just come back from a healed shrine in Europe. He bought a piece of the real cross from this monk. He told him that he paid the monk about $500 for it. This young man picked up a piece of wood from the ground, took it to a jeweler, and had it set in a ring so it looked real. It healed many people just to touch the ring or the cross, he told his dad. The way he made his father feel made him so angry that the old man took the ring from him, put it over his chest, prayed quietly, and went to sleep. He was better in the morning. The center did tests that all came back negative. You know, of course, that it wasn't the splinter of wood from the sidewalk that healed him. It was his mind being awakened to a very high level, along with his faith or subjective feeling. The combination of these 2 things led to his healing. The dad never found out about the trick that was pulled on him. He most likely would have had a return if he had. He stayed fully better and died 15 years later when he was 89 years old. One universal healing principle. It is a well-known fact that all of the different schools of healing effect cures of the most wonderful character. The most obvious conclusion which hits your mind is that there must be some underlying principle which is common to them all, namely the subconscious mind. And the one process of recovery is faith. It will now be in order to remember to your mind once more the following fundamental truths. First, that you must possess mental processes which have been distinguished by designating one of the conscious mind and the other the subconscious mind. Second, the power of influence can always work on your subconscious mind. Additionally, your subconscious mind is in charge of all of your body's processes, situations, and feelings. I dare to think that all the readers of this book are familiar with the fact that signs of almost any disease can be caused in hypnotic subjects by suggestion. For example, a person in the hypnotic state can develop a high temperature, flushed face, or chills according to the type of the idea made by trial. You can suggest to the person that he is disabled and cannot walk. It will be so. By example, you can hold a cup of cold water under the nose of the hypnotic subject and tell him, "This is full of pepper, smell it." He will continue to sneeze. What do you think caused him to sneeze, the water or the suggestion? If a man says he is allergic to Timothy grass, you can put a fake flower or an empty glass in front of his nose when he is in a hypnotic state and tell him it is Timothy grass. He will portray the usual allergic symptoms. This shows that the cause of the disease is in the mind. The healing of the sickness can also take place mentally. You realize that remarkable healings take place through osteopathy, chiropractic medicine, and naturopathy, as well as through all the various religious bodies throughout the world. But it is obvious that all of these healings are brought about through the subconscious mind, the only healer there is. Notice how it fixes the cut on your face caused by shaving. It knows exactly how to do it. The doctor dresses the cut and says, "Nature fixes it." Nature refers to natural law, the law of the subconscious mind, or self-preservation, which is the function of the subconscious mind. The sense of self-preservation is the first law of nature. Your strongest instinct is the most powerful of all. Autosuggestions greatly differ in theories. It would be tedious and unprofitable to talk to any great extent about the numerous theories advanced by different religious sects and prayer treatment groups. There are a great number who say that because their theory produces results, it is therefore the right one. This, as stated in this chapter, cannot be true. You are aware that there are all types of healings. Franz Anton Mesmer, an Austrian physician from 1734 to 1815 who worked in Paris, found that by applying magnets to the sick body, he could treat the disease magically. He also performed fixes with different other pieces of glass and metals. He ceased this form of treatment and claimed that his cures were due to animal magnetism, believing that this substance was projected from the healer to the patient. His way of treating sickness from then on was by hypnotism, which was called mesmerism in his day. Other doctors said that all his healings were due to advice and nothing else. All of these groups, such as psychiatrists, psychologists, acupuncturists, chiropractors, doctors, and all the churches, are using the one global power resident in the subconscious mind. Each may say the healings are due to their idea. The process of all healing is a clear, good mental attitude, an inner attitude, or a way of thought called faith. Healing is due to a confident expectancy, which works as a strong hint to the subconscious mind, releasing its healing energy. One man does not heal by a different force than another. It is true he may have his own idea or method. There is only one process of healing, and that is trust. There is only one healing power, namely your subconscious mind. Select the idea and method you prefer. You can rest assured, if you have faith, you shall get results. From different points of view, Philip S. Paracelsus was a great doctor in his time. He was a famous Swiss alchemist and surgeon who lived from 1493 to 1540. He said something that is now known to be a scientific fact. Whether the object of your faith be real or fake, you will nevertheless receive the same results. In other words, if I believed in St. Peter's figure the way I should have believed in St. Peter himself, I would get the same results from St. Peter. But that's not true. Faith, on the other hand, works miracles, and it doesn't matter if it's true faith or false faith. It always works wonders. In the 1600s, Pietro Pomponazzi, an Italian philosopher who lived at the same time as Paracelsus, agreed with him. We can easily imagine the wonderful effects that confidence and imagination can produce, especially when both qualities are reciprocated between the subjects and the person who influences them. People who believe that certain things can heal are using their ideas and faith. Thinkers and quacks know that even if the bones of any other body were put in place of the saint's bones, the sick would still get better if they thought they were real relics. Then they get better if you believe in saints' bones. You will also get results if you think that certain streams can heal you. This is because your subconscious mind was given a strong hint. But the second one is what heals. Émile Coué de la Châtaigneraie, a French psychologist and pharmacist, studied the power of suggestion and autosuggestion. He discovered that people could change their subconscious minds by believing and repeating positive affirmations to themselves. One of his famous affirmations was, "Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better." Coué's work showed the subconscious mind's role in healing and personal growth.